So, Caroline, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you. My first question would be, how was your previous relationship to the book, prior to the film?
I was 10 years old when I read the book. I read it in the 70s because it was a school lecture. We had to read it when we were children. And yeah, I read it when I was about 10. And it moved me very much as a little girl.
And why do you think it is so important for so many children all around the world? Because I read it too when I was a child. So why do you think this is a so powerful connection to children?
I think it is a book that you don't have to be afraid of. It is about the Second World War. It's about refugees, Jewish refugees who had to leave the country, but it is not cruel. It is, in a way, it describes in a very subtle way the danger that the family is in. And Anna is very worried about her father, of course, and there are some moments that come into the story as messages from people from Germany that describe the danger or the horrible things that are happening in Germany in that time. But there is never a concrete scene where you see how people were treated and the cruelty in Germany. So I think I was moved by the book without being shocked by the book. But still, it is a very deep book because we come very close to Anna and we can change our perspective, and we as a child can understand what it means to leave your home, your friends, your family there, and to leave your language, your country, and you don't even know why. From one day to the other you have to go, and you're in a new world, and you always have to start from the beginning, and you always have to be brave. And I thought as a little girl, I could imagine, I could feel with Anna. Anna was very close to me as a little girl.
Did you happen to meet the writer before she sadly passed away?
Unfortunately, we never met, but we talked on the phone a few times. She saw my movie Nowhere in Africa, which is the story of a Jewish family who flees Germany as well to Kenya. And she liked that movie very much. And so she trusted me in the way I did the movie. So she wanted to see it. We wanted to go to London in, I think, June or July. But unfortunately, in May, before we finished the movie, only a few weeks before we finished the movie, she passed away.
Did she help you
Riva
in
always
any
wanted
way
to.
with it? Sorry?
Riva, my little actress, she was very eager to present the movie to Judith Kerr, and of course she wanted to get to know Judith Kerr because she told her and she wrote her, "I play you, I am you, so I would love to meet you." And we were hoping to make that possible. And then Judith Kerr thought about coming to the set, but she never made it because she was very old, and so she never made it to the set. But yeah, that was really sad. That was really sad. I remember the day when we worked in post-production and we were almost done, and then the message came that she died.
No, that's a pity. Was she worried about any particular aspects of the adaptation, or the trust was complete and
No, she
left
was
you with the
worried that I
material?
changed. She was worried that I changed things. We talked about some things. For example, I told her, Judith, Paris is very big in the novel. Yeah, they dance on the Champs-Élysées. They have huge scenes with very many people. They travel to southern France and they travel back and forth. And I said, Judith, that's too expensive. We cannot do that. I cannot create the Champs-Élysées in the 30s with hundreds of extras. That is not in our budget. And then she was a little bit skeptical about the changes I did especially in the Paris part. And what she told me again and again is this book was how do you say a remembrance for my father. She really adored her father, and she didn't want me to criticize her father in any way, because Alfred Kerr in real life was a very he he was a killer. He was a killer in a way. He was a critic who could destroy people in his sharp language. You know, he wrote about actors, theater plays, directors, and he criticized very harshly. And he was very intelligent and very known for his language and how he spoke and how he wrote. And so but for Judith Kerr, it was her father, her daddy, and she loved him so much, and she never wanted me to portray the critic Alfred Kerr. She wanted me to talk about the father Alfred Kerr.
What do you say about working with children? Because you know what they say about working with children in film. How was your experience?
I made 7 movies, and in all of those movies, children play a bigger part, or almost in all of the movies, children play a big part. So I really love to work with children. Once you find the right child for the part, a child who is who he plays, who he or she plays, um, as long as the part doesn't go too far away from the personality of the child, you know, I have no problem. I really enjoy and I have a very good time working with children. I like it a lot. And Riva was wonderful, of course.
If we use that verb enjoying, what's the part of the process of filmmaking that you enjoy the most, from the very idea to this promotion side that you are in now? Which part do you enjoy the most?
It is really, I have a 17-year-old daughter, and she always tries to figure out what she wants to do. And I think about my work, and we talk about jobs and opportunities. What can you do? And what I love about my job so much is that there are so many different aspects, you know? I really do enjoy writing, being with myself in a room, maybe on a nice location where I have a nice view and I can think and I can uh, get into a flow of creativity, and I write scenes and I write dialogues. And then the next part is the shooting, where I go out in the world. I communicate with my team, and it's a very communicative process. And then I go back into the editing room, and there I am with my editor, and we work together intensely. So how do you say, the contraries, you know, the working quietly, going out, withdrawing again. That is what makes my job so interesting. And I really do like every aspect of it. I wouldn't only want to shoot, and I wouldn't only want to write, and I wouldn't only want to edit, but the combination of it all makes it so interesting.
It's been almost 20 years since your Oscar. Um, would you say that award changed your career in any ways, or it was only one moment in time and it passed and you kept going on?
It it could have changed my career more than it did, because I didn't go to America. After the Oscar, I had opportunities to work in America, but I also had a 6-month-old baby at that time. So, and I really wanted that baby. I was 38, and I was so happy that I had that healthy little baby in my arms. And then at the same time, I won an Oscar, and that was a little bit too much. They both didn't like each other. The baby didn't like the Oscar, and the Oscar didn't like the baby. So I had a few projects in America, but I never really managed to travel that much back and forth with my child, and so I gave it up. I thought, okay, if I can do the movies I want to do in Germany, in Europe, then that's fine with me. I don't have to make movies in Hollywood. And so it didn't really change my career, because yes, I am a respected filmmaker in Germany, but I think that is also because I try to work to do quality movies in a continuity, and that's good for me. I can do what I want in Germany, and up to a certain limit. You know, we don't have big budgets, but I can do what I want, and that is already a very good thing. You know, I don't need to be in Hollywood.
I know. And now with the pandemic and the lockdown, we're in the middle of this debate about films being premiered in platforms or the salvation of the film venues, I would say. How do you put yourself in this debate? I mean, how do you feel about your films having the possibility to be premiered online?
Well, of course, that is not the same at all. I mean, I don't know. Did you see my movie online? You saw it in the movie
In a,
theater.
yes.
Yes, good. Because that is such a difference. For the kind of movies I make, I think it's a very big difference whether you see it on a TV or on a laptop or whether you see it on the big screen. I mean, there is no comparison. We put so much love into the details of the set design, of the music, of everything. I direct actors that they lift one eyebrow, as a comment, or do little details. I work with the children on how soft or loud they speak. And this is all things that disappear, of course, on a laptop. You don't see that. And so I direct my movies for the movie theaters and not for anything else. So, yes, I want many people to see the films, but I want them to dive in. And since they are always on the rather slower side, my movies, I think you focus much more in a movie theater. I mean, I know it from myself. When I watch movies on my laptop, I get distracted. I look around. I go to the fridge. I go on pause or stop for a moment. And in the movie theater, I'm in the world. I'm in there, and that's what it's all about, I think.
Okay, Caroline, thank you very much. Thank you for your movie.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Pleasure. Bye.